Hey everyone, what is going on, and welcome back to today's video. In today's video we're going back into another operator guide. In today's video we're going to be going over Capitao. So obviously Capitao, he's the Bope attacker that they added. I don't ever do this, I don't know why I'm talking about it, but yeah. Today we're going to be going over Capitao. Obviously you can tell I've said it already. So quickly before we do dive into this video, make sure to leave a like on this video if you do end up enjoying it or finding it useful. And if you don't find it useful, do make sure to go to the comments down below and maybe try and give me some tips before you leave, just to try and help me out and trying to make better videos, because obviously I'm here to try and help as much as possible. And it is up to you guys, obviously, but I will appreciate the feedback if you found this video completely and utterly useless. Also, make sure to leave a sub if you're interested in future videos. I make guides every Sunday. I do solo queue series. I do challenges here. I do a lot of different stuff on this channel, all revolving around Siege. I love to see you guys stick around. And along with this, there is also a Twitch channel I run. I stream there every day except for Saturday, unless something comes up. So I will be streaming there tonight when this video goes live. If you're interested in checking that out, links in the description down below. With that said, let's get into the Capitao guide. So first of all, we are going to start off with the weapon review, move on to the gadget utilization, and finish off with the operator strategies. So let's get into that weapon review. Capitao has access to two primary weapons, I think. Yep, two primary weapons. The Para 308 is his first one, coming in on 48 damage on 650 rounds per minute. This weapon is actually really strong. 48 damage is like insane. I didn't even realize it had that much damage, but that is incredibly high, and it is really a really good weapon to use when you are playing attack. It's definitely on one of the highest scales. Its recoil it does have a little bit of recoil. It's not as easy to control as other weapons such as Zophia's M8. I can't even remember its name. Zophia's primary, or Ash's primary, I don't know, but it does have a little bit of kick, but it is still a great weapon to use. So 48 damage, 650, and 30 magazine size. That is a really solid weapon to bring, and yeah, it's just great. His other weapon he has access to is the M249, which does 48 damage on 650 rounds per minute. So this has the exact same damage, the exact same fire rate as the Para 308, but it just has 100 bullets in it. So when you think about it logically, you probably should use the LMG, the M249, but I feel like the weight and just added, it's just the unnecessary. I'm not really sure. I honestly didn't use it for any of the clips, but now that I think about it, it's literally exactly the same, just with more bullets. So I feel like you should maybe use the M249. I'm not really sure, but I personally prefer the Para just because its recoil is nice and easy. I'm pretty sure the M249 has a little bit of recoil to it, but when you think about it, you really could use either one of these. Sorry, I didn't really I probably should have looked into that, but now that I'm reading the stats, I'll just give you the recommendation. I think either of these could work on Capitao. I think the M249 does have a 2-time scope as well. Don't quote me on that. But the Para 308 only does have access to a 1.5 since the recent updates. So I'm not sure. Either one of these guns could work really well, and I think both of them would fit anyone's really needs. It just depends on how you like to play and what you want to kind of focus on in terms of control. He also has access to the secondary PRB92, which is his only pistol he has access to, coming in at 42 damage a shot on a trigger finger fire rate with 15 bullets in the magazine. In terms of his equipment, he does have access to a claymore and a hard breach charge. I feel like since his hard breach charge has been added, if anyone that you play actually has access to this hard breach charge, you should just bring it, because it can be useful in certain situations. It does one-tap hatches, I'm pretty sure, and it can be good for just opening a wall if someone forgets to bring a hard breach, etc. So I think it's definitely a great thing to bring to your team. And although the claymore is also very useful, and I definitely wouldn't undermine the claymore as a useful gadget, the hard breach gadget is probably, if it's there, I feel like you should just bring it. Now diving into his gadget, he has access to the TAC MK0 tactical crossbow. This is a crossbow that has access to two, I'm pretty sure it's called asphyxiating bolts, I think I said that right, and he has access to two smoke grenade bolts. So the asphyxiating bolts are obviously, they shoot flames. It is like a Goyo effect. I'm not sure if someone else has that effect. I'm pretty sure there is, but Goyo is the one that comes to my mind. It is it's just something you can shoot at anywhere, and it will release a circle of fire that an defender cannot step in. This is very useful for clearing out someone camping. This is probably the best use for it, or cutting off a rotation. I'd say these are the two best uses for these bolts. I'd say cutting off a rotation is probably most useful when you are maybe trying to stick a plant, or you really need to cover that side off while you are pushing from an alternate direction. So this would probably be the best strategy to use them for. But another great thing they can be useful if you want to use them in more of a kill sense is if someone's stuck in a small room, just bombard them with that shit, and they really can't go anywhere otherwise because they're going to be pinned. And I'm pretty sure it when you shoot it starts off small and then it expands a little bit, so you might be able to catch them slacking thinking they're safe, and then it'll expand and then they're just stuck. So these are two really great ways that I can see myself using these bolts, and this is how I would use these bolts. In one of the clips in the background you'll see someone was sitting in elevator on bank. I shot a bolt in there. It obviously didn't get the kill, but if fused and dropped the hatch like a psychopath, it obviously would have gotten the kill. So yeah, it's really good things you can utilize it for, and it is just a great gadget you can bring on the attacking side. Obviously, with these being throwables, they can be caught up by Wamais. I'm pretty sure Jaegers don't notice them. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. I'm not 100% sure on that. If someone does know that, can you please put it in the comments, and I will make sure to pin that, because that's probably the one thing I'm going to have to pin from this. I'm pretty sure that when you shoot a tactical crossbow, it goes through Jaegers. It's not affected by Jaegers, but Wamais pick them up. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now diving into his smoke grenades, obviously these could basically have the exact same use as the bolts. I'd say you won't really shoot a bolt into a corner just to try and kill someone, smoke grenade bolt, into a corner to try and kill someone. I'd say things these can be utilized for is planting, covering your line of sight, getting yourself covered up. Smoke grenades can be risky though. I feel like I personally never like to use them just because they're so dodgy, but they can be utilized and they definitely have some purpose to them if you can use them correctly. And I'd say the one time you want to whip these out is when you have communication with a team. Covering your plant is definitely the thing you could use this for, and the other thing you can use it for, obviously, is if you want to push across the door, but you have a feeling someone's there and they're going to kill you, you can smoke it out, cover it, and then obviously you can still get shot at, but it should basically limit your chances to nothing of getting shot unless the other person gets a lucky headshot. So these are probably my best ways, I'd say, to utilize the crossbow, and I think he definitely has a lot of utilization in this crossbow, and this gadget is pretty underrated. Now in terms of his operator strategies, so in my opinion Capitao's gadget does kind of focus on more of the fragging side, I'd say, but I think he is more of a flex in between operator more than anything. So he does have access. His gadget is basically split up into two. It can be used as a frag in terms of using the asphyxiating bolt, and it can also be used as support with the asphyxiating bolts, and it can also be used to support with the smoke grenades. So I feel like splitting this up, it kind of does look like his gadget leans more towards the support side, but his weapons are really good in terms of fragging. They have high damage, minimal recoil, good solid just control, and great weaponry. So it kind of picks him up to the fragging side, but I'd say he isn't really leaning either way. I'd say he's right in the middle in that flex role, which I believe is where Capitao belongs. This is how you should play him. If you don't know what a flex is already, a flex is basically someone who can either play frag or support, so you can use Capitao for basically any role in attack on Rainbow Six Siege. Obviously you can't hard breach. Oh, you can even hard breach with his gadgets. So I mean, he just makes up basically every role in this game, really. I'd say that's definitely the way I'd recommend you play Capitao, picking up all of these useful aspects of him and putting them together to try and just be the best all-round role player on the team, and just making good use of all of your gadgets you have access to. Obviously the bolts, both the smoke and asphyxiating, hard breach, and the weaponry all up together just adds up to a great operator. But I 100% recommend you do try, and you're not Ash. I wouldn't say Capitao fills the role of an entry frag in terms of that flex position. I'd say you can play basically any role. You can peek stuff. It's all that. But I just don't think you should be sending it into building and rushing site like some people do with the Ashes, the IQs, the Zophias, and stuff like that. I feel like you should definitely more focus on playing. You shouldn't forget about that support side of Capitao in the flex role, but do also remember that you can frag quite strongly. And with that said, I think that's enough talking from me. That is going to be today's Capitao guide. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't find it useful, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also leave a comment below if you did find it useful, because that does help me just know that these videos are kind of helping out or they're not helping out. So make sure to leave me some feedback if you do have the time. I'd really appreciate it. Along with this, if you are interested in checking out future videos, guides, just everything related to Rainbow Six Siege is basically done on this channel. Be interested in leaving a sub. It is free and it does not take long at all. You can always unsubscribe if you feel like my content isn't meeting the requirements of your subscription. I don't know, but it is just down there, and make sure to put the post notifications on as well so you never miss a video, because yeah, I'm sure you guys hopefully would enjoy the content if you enjoyed this one. So make sure to leave a sub below. And also, I stream on Twitch every day except for Saturday unless something comes up. If you guys are interested in checking out those streams, I stream there a lot. I don't always play Siege. That is something I must admit. I'm not the biggest Siege grinder, but I feel like I still have the knowledge to hopefully pass down to you guys. I don't know, we'll see what happens in the future with the channel in terms of non-Siege games, but other than that, I think that's enough talking from me. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.